Lovely, lovely. So, okay, I'm improvising because I've misplaced that little easel thing that I use to prop my phone up on when I'm filming, and so it's sitting in a masking tape, and nobody's on right now, so I'm just saying this, for anybody who wants to watch later. Oh God, somebody, like, you people are weird. Like, the second most watched video, I think I mentioned this in another video, like maybe another more recent video. Oh shit, how bad is that? Really? Okay, whatever. Close enough. There we go. No, please stay. So yeah, I think I mentioned in another recent video, you people are weird. Somebody was, like, my second most watched video for this last 28 days is when I was making meatballs, and I titled it Live Meat Vlogging because, what the hell are you going to name these? Seriously? What the hell, are you going to name these impromptu live streams? I didn't schedule this, and this seems to be my go-to for stress lately. Or boredom. Stress and boredom. One and the same, right? 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Seriously, it's not even in there? But I can test that battery charger. So this is the battery charger that I've done had. And I don't know why I said done had. I never say that. Actually, that is cleaner than I remember. I think I cleaned it another time. Okay. Why is that drawer? And why did I take the fucking baking paper out? So, I know this works. I'm going to try Craigslist. And, there's that. What is it? Oh, right there. So, there's that other video I made, the Big Bag video that I put up last night. And what's going on with that is, okay, wait. All right, this one's really touchy. Huh. Okay, so we've got a light when there are two of them in there. Okay, well, let's see how long this takes. I mean, it's an older charger, so I'm expecting it to take a while. That's in the way now. Okay, so then, and all that shit. She was almost 70. Oh, that's right, I put it in with his. So, my stepmother died, and more importantly, my stepmother died in December of 2017. Yes, it is 2019. This means that she died well over a year ago, and literally nobody in my family contacted me. And I just cut my thumbnail on the cheese grater. Better my thumbnail than my thumb. I've cut my thumb on the cheese grater a few times. That's always fun. But, yeah. So yeah, I have made no secret of the fact that I haven't had the best relationship with my family. And, but that's that's okay. I mean, somebody still thought to get a hold of me when my younger sister died, as in my younger sister, the one with likely borderline personality disorder and schizophrenia that, and, who, who made attempts on my life. Okay, this is really bothering me. I'm going to, there we go. There we go. Eep. Yeah, I'm using packing tape to protect my phone. So yeah, my stepmother thought to contact me when my younger sister died, even though I had neither seen nor spoken to her almost 20 years. Her sister died July of 2017. Somebody thought to contact me when my father died in 2002, just before his 60th birthday, from a brain aneurysm. I've got a funny story about that. Not about his aneurysm. I wasn't there. So yeah, somebody thought to contact me when he died, even though I had not seen nor spoken to him since 1998. You know, somehow they got a hold of me. I don't know how they got my number, but somehow they got my number. And, so yeah, somehow somebody in the family got my number. I don't know how. I'd not seen nor spoken to anybody in my family, especially not my father. Oh, wait, no. I talked to him earlier that year about a small inheritance I was due from a grandparent, but that it was very small, about 10K, and like I said, that was years and years ago, and I know there are some family members who think that I frittered it all away, but no, that was not the case. I was putting it into a magazine with a friend of mine at a time when we were just old school enough to still read magazines, but just young enough to think it was a good idea. But again, that's so what was happening? And so yeah, like somebody got a hold of me when these people died, but my stepmother, who I actually had a decent relationship prior to the estrangement. In fact, the last time I spoke to my father, I called and requested to speak to my stepmother. Then you know, to get the information about my inheritance, and then what happened? Then my father requested to speak to me, and I told her that if, you know, that he better know that I will hang up, you know, if he is not kind to me. And my father and I actually had a very pleasant conversation, and he actually apologized for being an abusive jackass of a father, which is probably one of the few times that has ever happened in the history of abusive parenting. I got an apology. And he also said that, he'd basically ruined my younger sister and spoiling her and all that shit, but, whatever. That's just me being petty at this point, but no, somebody called me, when he died. Actually, that is probably how she got my number. Was I called first, so if she had caller ID, then that would explain things, and that makes a little bit more sense now. So yeah. But, yeah, somebody called me when my younger, schizophrenic, dangerously unmedicated, literal crack addict younger sister OD'd and killed herself. She had taken several attempts on my life before I even, before I was out of high school. Somebody thought to contact me after she died, thinking, I would like to know. I eventually got a certified letter that I was told would be coming to me. Now, and I was told would be coming to me long before it did. A certified letter that was addressed to my dead name, so the name before I had it legally changed, aka my legal name. But yeah, nobody thought to call me when my stepmother, who I actually felt rather fondly about. I liked her. Okay, I'm not covering up the microphone. I liked her. I liked my stepmother. I did. We didn't have the greatest relationship, obviously, since I barely spoke to her over, the last 20 years of her life. Oh, God, yeah. But I liked her. And the last time she and I spoke was shortly after my... No, there's a clean enough plate out there. Was shortly after my younger sister died. It was the little confirmation call to let me know that Molly had died and blah, 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 blah. And... oh, but she's your sister. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. She was also very dangerous, and I have no interest in housing her ashes. And Ruby, our older sister on our father's side, so technically a half-sister, but whatever. That's, in our family, like, siblings is siblings. No need for this half and all that, because... But yeah. What was I saying? Said something about Ruby. Yeah. Nobody called me. So yeah. Oh right, yeah. Ruby can keep Molly's ashes and all that, and she said she would write. She said that my father's sister Karen, because I have two aunts named Karen. She said my father would do an obit search on my aunt Karen, and at least going by the lack of anything coming up on an obit search, especially considering that my father's sister, her name is spelled Karon, which is a bit unusual. So, yeah, I'm seeing nothing. So hopefully she's still around and, not a Jane Doe somewhere. That would be horrible. That really would. She's a sweet woman. bipolar as fuck. I think I mentioned this in one of the last streams. She was bipolar back when it was still diagnosed as manic depression. And she was diagnosed with that back, I want to say, like 68, 69, something like that. Same with my dad's second wife, who was not my mother. That's Ruby's mother. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, everybody calls me when two family members that I really wasn't all that fond of died. But, you know, the one who, you know, our final conversation, she said she would write. Well, I guess I now know why she didn't write. At first I thought maybe she was just bullshitting me and wanted to make me feel better. But no, I guess she's got a very good reason that she did not write. That I can forgive. I can forgive death when you say you'll write, and then I never get a letter. If you die, I will forgive it. Any other reason, I'm going to have to think about it. I'm going to have to think about it, and whether I will or will not forgive it. But no, my stepmother, who I actually got along with rather well, I cannot find that fucking little easel thing. It's nowhere that makes any sense. It's possible cat batted it under somewhere. Yeah, I was really thinking of filming that other video that I talked about. This would be I was gonna do the little inspirational figures tag that Lygia Resurrected started up. Oh, actually, probably a couple years ago or something. That's an older video of hers that she did, that she started that with. And, but yeah, everybody wants me to know when, like I said, the family members that I really wasn't all that fond of died. But my stepmother, nobody lets me know when Alice died. So, nobody called to tell me that Alice died. And they had my number, too. Alice had my number. They had my P.O. box. They could have at least sent me a letter. So, they knew how to contact me, too. This was clearly a big fuck you, Rowan. And here's the best part, is I found her obit. And the obit dead names me. So, the name that has not been legal since... Oh, God. The name that has not been legal since 2014, I believe. No, 2015, because I remember I started seeing Calvin shortly after. So yeah, the name that has not been legal since 2015. Chili cheese dogs, pepperoni pizza, buffalo wings. That's the name they put as one of her surviving children in the obit. All the delicious foods you can expect to find at a supermarket party. I mean, on the bright side, I guess they didn't like explicitly misgender me, but from salads to smoothies to the cliche, that name does not exist. I mean, okay, it does. There are at least a dozen other people in this state alone who have that same first and last name. And I know this because back 100 years ago, I made a special order for a book at the Walden Book in the Adrian Mall. Oh, God. That was like 1995, 96, something like that. I was 15. So I placed an order for a book, and a book coming to that was ordered by one of the other people of that same first and last name. That arrived at my Walden Book in Adrian, and my book arrived at their Walden Book in, I think, Grand Rapids. So, yeah. So yeah, my stepmother died and nobody told me. And it was clearly a big fuck you. I'm kind of pissed about this, if you can't tell. I am. Because like I said, I actually kind of like my stepmother. We didn't have the strongest relationship this last 20 years, but I thought well of her. I did. I did think well of her, and, you know, I wished her well on, you know, our last conversation. And yeah, I wished her well, and I welcomed her to write to me and to give my P.O. box. Hello, Kitty. You cannot have my taquito. I'm sorry, you cannot. Cat, I swear to God, if you sit on my other taquito. So yeah, I'm kind of pissed off about this. Because like I said, it was clearly a big fuck you to me. Whether or not you watch sports, or if you just like chips and guac, it's a huge ass fuck you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Okay, there's nobody else on right now. This is just an impromptu thing to vent, so I'm gonna log off, finish my taquitos, and then make dinner for the cats. And watch my videos. Tots and pears in the comments, I suppose, if you want. Alright, take care. Bats and kisses, dear. Goodbye.